At number 5. MEmu is another excellent Android emulator that seems to do quite well with gamers. One of its biggest features is support for both AMD and Intel chipsets. Most work on AMD processors, but it's nice to see developers specifically pay attention to AMD's platform. The latest MEmu runs Android 7.1, a big jump from its early days when it ran 4.3 Jelly Bean. You can even run multiple instances at once for multiple games or testing features. It aims itself at gamers much like Bluestacks and similar emulators, but it's usable as a productivity tool too. The premium version runs for $2.99 per month, and it disables ads, adds more customization options, and enables premium support options. The emulator gets updates on a fairly frequent basis. Next is Genymotion. This Android emulator is mostly for developers. It lets you test your apps on a variety of devices without owning them. You can configure the emulator for a variety of devices with various versions of Android to help suit your needs. For instance, you can run a Nexus 1 with Android 4.2 or a Nexus 6 with Android 6.0. You can easily switch between virtual devices at will. It's not great for consumer uses, but Genymotion does offer its services for free for personal use. Its most useful feature is its availability on both your desktop computer and the cloud. Those without powerful computers can make Genymotion servers do all the work for them. Number 3. GameLoop, formerly known as Tencent Gaming Buddy, is an Android emulator for gamers. In fact, it's good enough that Tencent calls it the official emulator for its games, including Call of Duty Mobile and PUBG Mobile. Of course, it features other games aside from Tencent's, although its collection isn't as big as it could be. The emulator downloaded and installed fine, and the games we tested ran just fine. This one is not good for productivity or developmental testing. However, if you have an itch for mobile FPS gaming along with some titles, this is actually a fairly decent gaming emulator, and it boasts a good collection of newer titles. Plus, the keyboard controls and performance is good. At number 2. LD Player is a lightweight Android emulator focusing on gaming performance. Running Android Nougat 7.1, it features the usual array of gamer-oriented features, including good keyboard mapping controls, multi-instance, macros, high FPS, and graphical support. It supports many games, including Epic 7, Clash of Clans, Arknights, and many others. This is one of the few emulators on the list that gets active updates to improve compatibility. In the latest versions, LD Player has optimized the smoothness of Free Fire and Mobile Legends and fixed the device restriction on Moonlight Sculptor. Besides that, LD Player is also a well-rounded emulator for using TikTok, Instagram, and other popular apps. It borrows a bit of design from Bluestacks, but that's not really a bad thing. It's a good all-rounder and should fit the needs of most. Number 1. Bluestacks. Its most popular features include the key mapping tool to create customized control schemes, the instance manager through which you can create multiple instances of the emulator and run several games simultaneously, and quality-of-life features like Eco Mode, which help to reduce resource consumption while running the most demanding games. It's also the safest emulator out there. With certified GDPR compliance, your data is always safe with them. The most recent version, Bluestacks 5, is the lightest and fastest the emulator has ever been, delivering high-performance gaming even on low-end devices. The latest version addresses some of the most common complaints of the previous version, namely, the fact that it can feel bloated, especially when running on inferior hardware. Try it right now for yourself and discover why Bluestacks has a community of over 500 million gamers around the world. Bluestacks is known by many users to be the most comprehensive Android app player in the market, and with good reason. Aside from running on both Windows and Mac, this emulator comes jam-packed with a ton of features to improve the gamer's experience.